Emily Taylor is Associate Fellow with the International Security Department at Chatham House.
And speak to Emily Taylor, who's an expert in cybersecurity and technology. Well,
here to break it down are our special guests. Emily Taylor, the Chief Executive of Oxford Information Labs.
It is a private company, but I think this is part of getting ahead of the story. You know, for any company, private, public company, having your CFO arrested is not good for business.
Every time one of these horrifying events happens, the sort of policymakers' response, the leaders' response is, hundreds of people must have known, why didn't anybody say so?
Yeah.
So here you've got a room full of those people. Tell them why people don't speak out.
Because it sucks.
Be one step ahead of the enforcers.
Unfortunately, with any new technology, it's much easier to attack than defend. What we're learning with each of these revelations is exactly what's alleged to have been done by adversaries. And also, I've got 3 people with their hand up there, so I'm going to... Anybody? Okay. Let's just give it... Who would like to make an intervention in the last 20 minutes? Okay. Right. Over to you, I think. Who's got a microphone? Right, whoever's got a microphone, speak in turn. And please, hello. Bear in mind that others want to speak. Keep it short.
Hello.
Thank you. I think it's a start. It certainly puts a line in the sand to say, you know, individuals' personal data, a sense of control. It's essential. It's essential for trust. It's essential for the protection of a very fundamental right, which is privacy. Whether or not it will achieve that objective is another thing. Well, apparently some of them are sort of 14-year-old kids taking down major telcos.
Let's not name any.
There was a 16, 17-year-old who got into the FBI website and crashed the FBI.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to a former policeman the other day, and he said actually the most effective measure against these sort of people is to go and get their mums to give them a really good bollocking. Even if they're 35. How do we actually get the most out of the internet for human rights while also keeping people safe?
Well, Emily, thank you for the question. Very challenging.
Other competitors to build out 5G infrastructure, and you know, such as Ericsson, Nokia, Qualcomm has got many patents in 5G. So Huawei are not the only show in town, but when you think that they have 80,000 staff engaged in research and development, this is, you know, part of
80,000 in R&D.
That's going to be quite hard to compete with, you know, just on the scale of it. But, you know, as well as being a cybersecurity issue, this is a special commendation for artistic creativity, and it goes to oldlove.eu.
Of course, this award means very much to us.
Is it? It's taking Shahzad's point about these dual technologies. You know, of the top 5 companies that are selling surveillance technologies to repressive regimes, 4 of them are in the EU. Yep. And is that just another example of your point of this sort of duality in our approach?
Well, yeah, and they are...
To see you, Emily. So this was a highly targeted attack. Is it true, as Dave was saying, that human rights groups have always been worried that something like this could happen?
Well, human rights groups are very vulnerable to these sort of attacks because of the sort of work that they do, and also because often they're not very well funded, and they can be quite soft targets. However, there are organisations such as Canada's Citizen Lab.
As a result of this conference, to further the cause of internet freedom, and I want you to tweet it using the hashtag SIF13. And if you're a government person and you're not on Twitter, then maybe use a piece of paper. But let's get the dialogue going, and we'll come back to the remote moderator to see what we're all committing to do. Where trust is endemic, people have control over their data, where there is liability, but also an environment where innovation is still fostered, where AI is done for the benefit of the community. So, State Secretary, is this a world, are these worlds that you would like to live in?